What if I told you that a single arrest at an airport unleashed a global manhunt for one of the most powerful drug lords in history? Meet Sam Gore, the mastermind behind a massive drug empire that fueled a meth epidemic in Australia and beyond. Join us as we uncover the shocking story of how authorities raced against time to take down this criminal genius and his sprawling network. Don't miss the twists and turns in a real-life saga that rivals any crime thriller. In November 2016, a man from Taiwan named Sai Genzer walked nervously through Yangon International Airport in Myanmar, heading to Taiwan. Airport police stopped him and found 80 grams of ketamine taped to his eyes, leading to his arrest. Sai was just a courier, but what he had on him, 2 iPhones, contained much more valuable information. When anti-narcotic agents looked at his phones, they discovered a treasure trove of texts, calls, photos, and videos. Among the pictures was a man known for many drug investigations. This man ran a drug empire even bigger than those of famous drug lords like Pablo Escobar and El Chapo. This empire was making more money than major companies like McDonald's and Starbucks combined. Law enforcement agencies worldwide quickly joined forces to take down this criminal network, marking the start of the hunt for Asia's most wanted criminal. Sochi Law was born in 1963 in Guangdong Province, China. This area faced turmoil during the Cultural Revolution, which aimed to eliminate capitalist influences. Schools closed, dissenters were punished, and young people joined the Red Guard, a militant group. Growing up in such chaos made Sochi resourceful and adaptable, traits that would later help him become a major drug lord. At 25, he moved to Canada with his fiancée and parents, settling in Toronto. There, he and his wife had 2 children and led a seemingly normal life, while secretly planning something much larger. Sochi became involved with the Big Circle Boys, BCB, an international crime group originally from Hong Kong that was expanding into Canada. The BCB had previously been disorganized, allowing members to operate independently while benefiting from the group's resources. In the late 1990s, Sochi built a strong reputation within the BCB in Toronto, which was a hub for Asian organized crime. The gang adapted from violent crimes like robberies to more sophisticated operations such as credit card fraud and human smuggling. Sochi recognized the potential for large-scale heroin shipments and set up a major drug trafficking network in North America. He imported high-quality heroin from Thailand, using existing routes to avoid conflicts with other gangs. His partnership with a powerful Italian-Canadian crime family in Montreal facilitated the smooth transit of drugs into the U.S. Sochi also allied with other gangs to strengthen his trafficking operations. Though he lacked experience, he focused on ensuring the drugs were of high quality, sourcing them from Southeast Asia, particularly Thailand, which produced some of the purest heroin in the world. By 1997, he was the main supplier of drugs from Asia. However, success in the drug trade also brought attention from law enforcement. Luckily for Sochi, authorities at the time lacked the advanced technology they have now. In August 1998, he was arrested in Hong Kong after being tracked by a task force. He faced charges for conspiracy to import heroin into the U.S. and eventually struck a deal, receiving a 9-year prison sentence. While in prison from 1998 to 2006, Sochi formed important connections, especially with a smuggler named Lee Chung-chuk. They discussed strategies and planned to create a more efficient drug network. After his release, Sochi returned to Toronto but felt he had outgrown the city. Realizing that China had changed significantly during his time in prison, he moved back there in 2011. The demand for heroin was declining, while synthetic drugs were becoming more popular. This shift presented a new opportunity for Sochi. He relocated to the Golden Triangle, a notorious drug-producing area in Southeast Asia, to set up operations for synthetic drugs. This region was ideal for drug production due to its lawlessness and established infrastructure. With his connections, Sochi built one of the most powerful drug syndicates in the world, known as the Company. Sochi united various criminal organizations, including powerful triads from Hong Kong and biker gangs from Australia, to collaborate on the drug trade, making him a significant figure in the illegal drug market. The merger of various gangs and triads under one umbrella created an unprecedented network, vastly expanding their resources and enhancing their drug market capabilities. Unlike many drug lords who diluted their products to increase profits, Sochi prioritized purity and potency. This focus on quality helped build trust with customers, leading to repeat orders and a loyal client base. Users preferred high-quality drugs for their consistency and purity, allowing Sochi to charge higher prices. This strategy also enabled reinvestment in better production equipment. The company's reputation for quality became a powerful marketing tool, making their drugs sought after globally. This approach helped Sochi dominate the market. As CEO, he developed a sophisticated logistics network that spanned the globe. The company used various transport methods, including ships, planes, and trucks, to move products quickly and discreetly. A unique feature of their business model was a guarantee of delivery, a promise to replace any intercepted shipments at no extra cost. This reliability gave them a significant edge in a high-risk industry. The low production costs of synthetic drugs like methamphetamine allowed for this delivery guarantee without cutting into profits. Producing a kilogram of meth might cost around $4,000, but it could sell for $200,000 on the streets. Sochi only needed 1 out of 15 shipments to break even. Everything beyond that was profit. His smart money management showcased the efficiency of his operation. To further enhance distribution, Sochi established impressive drug production facilities. His global network served major markets, including Australia, Japan, and several Southeast Asian countries. He returned to his strategy of forming alliances with powerful crime families and gangs around the world, much like he had in his earlier days in Canada. Unlike older drug gangs, which were often violent and chaotic, his operation resembled a modern Fortune 500 company. Sochi applied standard business practices to his drug trade, which was typically associated with violence and intimidation. This professionalism made it harder for law enforcement to catch up. Local police were accustomed to dealing with disorganized thugs, not a well-run business operation. The complexity of Sochi's shipping system made it difficult for authorities to track drug deliveries, especially since he often used legitimate businesses as cover. For instance, he concealed methamphetamine in loose leaf green tea packages, making the shipments appear trustworthy and less likely to be inspected. Alongside this clever concealment, Sochi employed advanced technology for secure communication. He used encryption software to scramble messages, ensuring that only those with the right codes could read them. Even if intercepted, the true nature of their discussions would remain hidden. Sochi's organization also utilized GPS and satellite tracking to monitor shipments, allowing them to change routes quickly if they suspected police involvement. At times, they even employed blockchain technology to secure shipment and financial records, making it nearly impossible to forge these documents. The company maintained top-notch cybersecurity to protect against hacks and law enforcement infiltration. They had a dedicated team managing firewalls, intrusion detection, and secure servers. Additionally, they specialized in money laundering, coordinating with junket operators to disguise transactions. Since gambling is illegal in China, junket operators help citizens manage their money discreetly, offering perks like private flights and hotel stays while providing access to cash. This system enabled seamless movement of funds across borders without using traditional banking. Sochi was also known for his high-stakes gambling, reportedly losing 60 million euros in a single night in Macau. He used trade-based money laundering, manipulating trade deals to hide the flow of funds. Real estate investments became another method, allowing him to generate clean income. With the rise of cryptocurrency, Sochi began using Bitcoin and other digital currencies to move large sums anonymously. He hired professionals, including accountants and lawyers, to exploit legal loopholes and create fake businesses worldwide, complicating the tracking of his money. By the late 2000s and 10s, Sochi's operation was revolutionary, controlling 40 to 70% of the $90 billion Asian drug market. It took over 20 law enforcement agencies working together to catch him. The manhunt for Sam Gore began to gain momentum following the arrest of Cy Jones in November 2016 at Yangon International Airport. Authorities discovered crucial information on Jones's 2 iPhones, shedding light on the massive syndicate's operations. Recognizing the threat, a coordinated effort dubbed Operation Hunger was launched, led by the Australian Federal Police with support from the DEA and Southeast Asian authorities. The goal was to uncover Gore's supply chains through surveillance, wiretaps, and raids. Simultaneously, Project Bristol by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police aimed to disrupt his business activities in Canada. In January 2021, Dutch authorities arrested him at Amsterdam's Schiphol airport as he attempted to flee to Canada. Extradited to Australia, he was linked to a severe meth epidemic, with his syndicate supplying 70% of the country's meth, impacting 7% of the population. Facing charges of drug trafficking, money laundering, and conspiracy, his arrest disrupted his organization, creating a power vacuum that led to chaos among rivals. Although authorities hoped his removal would destabilize the syndicate, the synthetic drug trade continued thriving, highlighting ongoing challenges for law enforcement. Gore's criminal operations spanned 4 decades and continents, reflecting the far-reaching consequences of his activities on public health. His story echoes that of a real-life criminal mastermind, reminiscent of Walter White. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more insights into crime and justice. Thank you for watching.